Salutations, adventurers! Welcome to Roll for Felicity, where we play serialized one-shots in a multitude of systems with assorted players. Today, I'm here with some friends that we're going to be playing the game Briar and Bramble, which I'm very excited for. But before we get into that, if you're new here, my name is Taylor. I use she, her pronouns, and I am usually the dungeon master, game master. In this game it's called a narrator. In some games it's called a storyteller. Usually the person who's narrating what's going on and telling people what they have to do. That's usually what I'm doing on stream. Not always, but usually. And also for streams, when I do tabletop games, I always have an icebreaker question. And so the icebreaker question for this stream is, what animal are you most like? And I'm gonna go first. I would say the animal I'm probably most like is a bear, just because I am real big and sleepy. When I'm asleep, you really can't wake me up. And I think, you know, bears are scary but also cuddly. I'm not that scary, but I do like to cuddle. So I think that's the animal that I am most like. And from there, I'm going to turn it over to my players for them to introduce themselves and answer the question. And we're going to start with someone who's new to the stream. Nikki, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Nikki. I am probably most like a wombat because they're larger than you think they are. They're super squishy and fluffy, and they poop cubes.
Okay. Do you poop cubes?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Fair enough. More than fair, actually. Who's next? Angela. Dreamy, do you want to go next?
Okay, I was also going to say bear. I want you guys to know I chose bear before Taylor said it because I sleep a lot when I do sleep. And who doesn't want to eat a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, but what kind of bear for both of you? Because there's many different types of bears.
Which one is the most aggressive one?
Grizzly?
Grizzly?
Yeah, that's me.
I would be a sun bear, I think. Sun bears look like people in a bear suit.
Sun bears look like a mistake.
They really do.
That would be me.
Moon bears are cute. Sun bears...
Like somebody drawing a bear from memory.
Yeah.
The eyes are wrong.
They are.
Very true. And also, Angela, do you want to also introduce... I don't know if you introduced yourself or you just said you would be a bear.
Oh, my name is... Yeah, so I'm Angela. You can also call me Dreamy. And I'm cool. I am so bad at introductions. I'm sorry. I always forget what I want to say.
That's fine. Well, you'll get another go at it when we come back.
You guys can loop back to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Melanie, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Hi, my name is Melanie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, and I'm a mother to 2 cats, and I'm so very tired. I'll be playing Skitch Bushytail, a red... I keep on wanting to say red fox. It's a red squirrel scout, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Did you say what animal you would be?
Yeah. A red squirrel.
Oh
no, that's what animal you are.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay, I guess I misinterpreted because she's playing one.
Yeah, I'm playing a red squirrel, but so if I was an animal, I actually asked my partner this last night. I was like, if I was an English forest animal, what do you think I would be? And they were like, you know how there's wild hamsters in
Are there?
There are,
yeah.
and they got huge cheeks, and they're very cute. And when they brought that up, I was like, weird. Why would you bring that up about me, though? So I guess that's the answer. I'd be a little wild hamster.
Were we supposed to talk about what animals we're going to be playing?
Yeah, because I did not do that.
I didn't.
Oh, I'm just used to like the previous streams we usually.
Let's do that when we actually start.
Okay.
Because I have a bunch
Sorry,
of
guys.
No, you're fine. I have a bunch of other stuff that I'm gonna be saying. So I'll do that, and then we can do when we get into the game, you can talk about the animals that you are going to be for the evening. So get in that mindset while I talk for a little while. So first of all, well, I guess not first of all. I did put, although it might be back in chat a little bit, links to where you can find everybody who's on stream right now, Twitters or Twitches, etc., etc. So that's in chat. And then also, I'll mention the game that we're playing. Let me do that link in chat. And the drunk wizard who wrote this game is in chat right now. So shout out to Freddie. We're playing Briar and Bramble by Freddie Taylor Bell. And also, during the stream tonight, I'm going to be giving away, well, actually, Freddie gave me the keys, but we're going to be giving away 3 PDF copies of the full color edition of this game. The illustrations that you can see on stream are gorgeous, and those are from the book. And then also, is this the command I did? Yes, which are the illustrations are by Kristen Olsen Asklund, and she has a Twitter and an Etsy, so I would suggest checking both of those out because the art is so beautiful. We're going to be doing a giveaway. I think I actually need to open that up, so I might do that in a second. But as soon as I open it up, there'll be an announcement in chat, and you can type #giveaway in chat, and you'll be able to enter it, and you'll get a download key. I'll draw the winners during our break. I'll draw one, and then at the end of the stream, I'll draw the other 2. Also, if you don't win it, you should just buy this game because it's very good. And you can do that at the link that's in chat. There should be an itch link in chat. Chat is going by so fast right now, so I'm missing a lot of what people are saying. But hello, everyone. There are some things that you can do to help the stream tonight. If there's a point in the stream that you think would be fun to see on TikTok or Twitter, or a clip that you think would be fun, you can put !marker in chat to make a marker in the VOD, and then I can go back and clip that. That's super helpful to me. Also, oh, thank you. I just saw Tisha, you messaged me on Twitter. Also, we do have some different things going on. So first of all, I always do tip incentives. And all those tips do go to the players. So tonight, if you tip 200 bits or $2, you can give players a +1, or you can give one player +1 on a roll of their choice, or for 500 bits, you can give all players a +1 on your roll. You can also tip the cash equivalent at my Ko-fi account. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. I actually looked it up. All those tips are split between guests. Also tonight, because of the Supreme Court decision yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey and indicated that access to birth control, marriage equality, and our right to privacy of our sex lives are next to be overturned. I live in Ohio, which isn't a trigger state, but as of last night, a 6-week abortion ban went into effect, which is essentially just an abortion ban. During the stream, if you tweet at me or message me a screenshot showing that you donated at least $5 to an abortion fund, all of the players will get a +1 bonus to use on a roll of their choice. And if at least 10 people do this, I have a costume change that is appropriate to the stream, and it's worth it. It's worth it because you're supporting people's access to abortion, but also it's worth it because it's a fun costume. I have some... I think this is the right command, donate. I do have 3 abortion funds that I would prefer, or that would be like great for people to donate to, because they're the 3 biggest abortion funds in Ohio, which is where I live. But if you want to donate to your local abortion fund or abortion fund in a trigger state, that counts as well. I'm not going to be super picky about it. And I also want to thank Dreamy, Melanie, and Nikki for allowing me to do this incentive tonight, because I'm sure it means they won't get as many tips, but all of them were just like, yeah, do it. And also, like Tisha did a little bit ago, if you do tweet at me or message me and I don't see it right away, feel free to let me know in the Twitch chat if you did it, because then I will look at my phone and see, hey, this thing happened. So, I believe all of you can write down, thanks to Tisha and Sierra and then my friend Rachel, you all will have a +1 that you can use on a roll of your choice. After you roll, you can be like, oh, I want to use that +1. I'll also even let you stack them. So if you want to just get them all out of the way and say, like, I'm going to put +3 in this and really make sure it works, you can do that. Okay. I think those are all of the things that I need to do before the stream starts.
Oh, we have 3 +1s?
You have 3 +1s. Thanks to Sierra messaged me, Captain Freestar messaged me, and a friend of mine messaged me as well. Oh, and then Nikki just said, if anyone tips me, I'm donating it directly back to the fund.
I just want the plus one for me.
Yeah, the plus ones are great. Especially for this game. It's very helpful. Okay. Is that everything that I needed to say? Let me take 1 second just to make sure. I think so. Which means that I get to tick off the last thing in my start of stream stuff, which is just start the stream. We begin our story in what was supposed to be a meadow, but now that you're trudging through has turned out to be a very wet fen. Regardless of what the ecosystem is, your community does not look at home here. Sure, there's a turtle or two among your group who seem inclined to stay here, and some of the birds seem to be handling this well, but some of you are not native to this environment and are struggling at least a little with the mud, the bugs, and the humidity. The only one of you who seems fine with this is Gidget Bright Eyes, a stoat, and one half of the duo who insisted that this would be a nice meadow to settle down in. Speaking of that duo, Melanie, do you want to introduce the second half of this duo and tell us what your character looks like and what you're doing?
Absolutely. Hi, my name is Skitch Bushytail. I'm one half of the business duo travel team of Bright Eyed and Bushytail. I am a red squirrel. I have very tall ears that Melanie couldn't work out with her hair. And just a big bushy tail, and I would look so cute in a vest, but I won't be in one because I'm an animal-ass animal.
We are all animal-ass animals.
Mm-hmm. And that's me. I'm just looking to get my acorns, you know? I'm a business squirrel. In a business world, you know?
What do you think Skitch is a lot of your community, you can hear like some complaints from the people around you. Gidget, as I mentioned, being a stoat, is pretty at home here, so she's kind of like going around in like the tall grass and like doesn't really seem that bothered by how wet it is, kind of sniffing things out. What's Skitch doing?
So we're not seeing like a lot of trees around, right?
No. So tall grasses, some trees, a lot of water. Some areas you've been through, there's like some reeds, that kind of thing, but not a lot of trees.
I think Skitch is pretty antsy. Is like they're not feeling like they want to stay here. Probably talking with Gidge and being like, so have you talked to any of the rest of the group? Like, we're moving on soon, right? Like, I can't do it in all this wet. I need to be Gidget, I need to be in a tree.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think this is great. I mean, it's nice. It's a little warm out. It's nice and cool on my paws. I think we should stick around here. Do people really seem that upset? I mean, we've been traveling for a while.
I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just talking about myself. Like, listen, Gidge, like, we might need to just break up the band here. Like, if you prefer this area, like, more power to you. But I gotta get to a tree. I can't see anything. Freaking grass around here.
When you say, like, maybe we should break up the band, Gidget looks so sad, and it's just like, well, no, I'm not saying that we should stay. I'm not saying we should split up. I don't know. I thought maybe we could find, this would be. But okay, you think we should? I mean, if you want to move on to a new place, we can move on to a new place.
I mean, this is fine for now. I'm just like, what's the next step, right? Like, where are we going for? I haven't had an acorn in feels like weeks.
Gidget kind of is like sniffing around. Is like, I guess maybe we should sit down and figure out if we know anything else in the area.
Yeah.
And I think Skitch is going to start looking around, see what the highest ground that she can get to is.
Yeah, while this conversation is taking place and Skitch is looking around, we'll cut over to a different area of the community. where we see Tina, who's a bluebird, is flitting around from reed to reed, and she's kind of calling out to someone below her, her mentor, and saying like, okay, so I think we can go over this way. I still don't really see, I don't really see a pond exactly. And she's calling down to her mentor, Dreamy. Do you want to introduce your character and tell us a little bit about who you're playing?
Hi guys, I am Mabel, a very well-renowned member of the community psychic, if you will. As I do have visions of the future, and Tina is my apprentice.
Yeah. And did you say what animal you are? Did I miss it?
I am a goose.
Yeah, so Tina, this bluebird, is calling down to the goose saying, I don't see a pond around here anywhere.
So I'm preening my feathers because since we've been trekking through the mud, I've become quite dirty. My white feathers are ruined. So I say, Tina, I'm foreseeing that this is not going to be where we're staying. Listen, I know Skitch and their crew has been finding us a home, but if it's up to me, I'm going to get our community to move. I won't stand for this. There's no pond. I need to bathe. We need to drink water. Where can we go?
Yeah, I see some streams, but no, I don't really see a pond. And there's not really a lot of trees. I feel like some people are going to be upset about that.
Yeah, I need my ideal environment to set up my shop, and I can't set up a shop in these muddy grounds.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants a muddy shop.
Mm-hmm.
As you're having this conversation with Tina, Skitch is walking by and is kind of like muttering to herself, and then is like,
We can all agree that this is not where we want to be, right? Like, that's like Mabel, right? Tina, we hate this place, right?
We hate this place.
We all hate this place.
We hate this place, yeah.
So I'm just gonna take a look somewhere else and see where we're gonna head to next. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, Sketch, you're, kind of going around talking to people. And lastly, the two animals that I would say least belong in this fen, seeing as they aren't wildlife at all, but are domesticated animals. Two dogs. One seems pretty jumpy and is frequently letting out short howls when they see something, sending like the ducks and other birds that are in this fen quacking and splashing away. And then the other dog, well, Nikki, do you want to introduce your character?
Sniff Maxwell, reporter for the Daily Retriever.
What?
And my trusty companion and intern, Giles Barkley. Beagle.
What does...
You're gonna make me laugh through the whole thing.
Oh, you have something written out? Oh my gosh. Continue.
I'm ready. Giles, take this down. A real stick in the mud? Not a dry whisker was about the place and coming close to a night of camping. What will we do? Can we really trust the acorn? I'll come up with another word. Fill in the word. Giles, go.
Acorn.
Alliterative. Let's go, quickly.
Squirrel.
That begins with an S.
This is my first time that you're...
Associates. Not quick enough.
Okay.
You'll get there. I'm proud of you.
He's like sitting like at attention, basically.
And Sniff is a basset hound, so he's got very stubbly legs, so this mud is not working so well for him. And while Giles the beagle may be able to bound about a little bit more, Sniff is heavy and not very agile.
Oh, no.
So this is a struggle.
Just mud. Yeah, Giles is kind of like like doing the kind of thing that like dogs do when like they don't want to be in mud, so like almost like prancing, like his feet barely kind of touching the ground as he's going like kind of walking around, and he says, do you want me to bark that out, boss?
Repeat it back to me. Yes, I want you to repeat it out. Report the news. That's what we do.
Wet Whiskers, Squirrel Associates, Stick in the Mud.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
That was what you said, right?
I am so proud of you right now. You're gonna make a great reporter one day. One day.
Do you want me to start howling it out, boss?
Just start barking.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Giles kind of sits back down again and starts howling out these catchphrases and like snippets of what Sniff said. And
in the distance, you can hear the echoes of that same bark being carried throughout the muddy meadow.
Yeah. Skitch. I'm gonna assume, you know, that you all can understand each other. So
Skitch doesn't speak dog.
Cool.
Skitch doesn't speak dog and walks up while this is happening and is just kind of like thinks that she is much closer to Sniff than they in fact actually are. So she's kind of leaning against Sniff, taking liberties that she would with a pal, and just being like, so we can all agree that this place sucks, right? We're not gonna stay here.
Can I quote you on that?
Absolutely. From one friend to another?
Giles, take this down.
Giles starts barking. We can all agree this place sucks. It just sounds like, oh, 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 oh.
So, absolutely not staying here. Don't get too comfy. I'm just gonna, nip out and take a look around and see where we're gonna head to next. So,
by yourself?
Yeah, we're gonna...
Interesting. You wouldn't mind if a faithful reporter followed you around? Maybe just took some notes?
Oh, absolutely.
You have nothing to hide, right?
No, you're just gonna tree me, and you won't be able to follow me up there. But yeah, come along. Let's go. And then
I've barked up a few trees in my day.
She's gone.
Hello.
Mabel, you notice that Skitch bounds off, Sniff and Giles following after. Tina is like, should we go over there with them? It seems like something's up. Do you foresee that it'll be good if we go over to
I think,
them?
Tina, listen, I think that if we are trying to get like the community to move to an environment that personally I would like, I think we have to go with them. I think they could use my abilities, if you should say, to find us a new home.
Yeah, what would your ideal environment be? Maybe we can manifest it.
I think we should live by a creek.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a pond nearby.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give Skitch what they want. We'll give them some trees. But really, I need a big, giant oak tree so I can set up shop.
Yeah, and I think if there were lots of seeds, that would be good. I could really see myself thriving in a place with lots of seeds.
You know what? You deserve it. We'll look for a place with seeds for you.
Thank you. She's much quicker than you, so she starts like flitting again from like reed to reed ahead of you. And yeah, I'll say you're able to make your way over. So there's not a ton of trees here, but if you're specifically looking for one, Skitch, you can find one to climb up. And I'm assuming you want to take a lay of the land.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6, and then you'll add your sense to that.
Okay, I got a 9, and my sense is +1, so that's a 10.
Perfect. And you have...
I have superior
senses. So you get to ask 3 questions. And I'll send... just put the questions that you can ask in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
And if you have something that's, like, not on the list but is, like, in that realm, also you could ask that too.
Okay, cool. I can also ask, because I have vantage point, what are points of interest that I can see from up here?
Oh, yeah, cool. Is that what you want to ask?
Wait, is that included in my questions?
Let me see. Hang on, let me see vantage point, what it says.
Because that's a separate thing, I think.
Oh, let me look. Oh yeah, that's completely separate. So yeah, you can ask that and you can ask 3 questions. So you're gonna be loaded up on info.
Okay, I want to ask that first,
Okay.
I think.
So the points of interest you can see from up here. So the first thing, kind of bad news, you can see that this fen is, like, the way you're headed, really close to turning into a bog, which, you know, if you don't like the fen, you're really not gonna like the bog. It's wetter and muddier. You also, I think once you're up here, you remember that there is, like, a cave system that's nearby that, like, maybe wouldn't be perfect, but at least would be different. So, you know, maybe some of the animals would like to live in a cave.
Okay, and those are the only points of interest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then when it comes to questions, what resources could be gathered here?
Mm-hmm. So definitely, so your community is, like, a lot of different types of animals, right? So, a lot of different, like, necessary resources, basically, that you know, different people could have, or different animals could have. So you know that some of the people in your group, there's fish in, like, some of the creek, and, like, in this area of the fen, there's, like, some wider creek areas, that there's definitely fish in. Tons of bugs. So any kind of creature that is traveling with you that likes bugs, you know, and you can see some of the birds, like, I think Tina is, like, you know, catches a fly or something in her mouth.
Yeah, I think Gidge is loving it too. I'm pretty sure they eat bugs.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. And then there are, like, edible plants and stuff here too for, like, some of the herbivores.
Okay. No acorns, right?
No acorns.
This is not the place for me. Are there predators nearby?
So you would know. I don't think you see any nearby, but I'll tell you that another animal that, like, you should maybe be on the lookout for is there are. Let me make sure I have the right name for this. Harriers, which is a type of, like, bird of prey that live in this area. So definitely be on the lookout for that, because some of the smaller creatures could be vulnerable to those. Other than that, though, not really. And you definitely don't see any right now.
Okay. You said harriers, right?
Harriers, yeah.
Okay. And I have one more question.
Yes, you have one more question. Which
that doesn't count as a question, right?
For
this.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, shit.
You have one more question.
Are there any humans or human traps nearby?
You are scouting out for humans, and you hear the crack of a gunshot. Not super far away. Actually, all of you would hear that as Skitch is looking around. You can't see where it's coming from, but yeah, you do hear a gunshot.
As soon as I hear that, I just yell down everybody. I heard a gunshot.
I honk very loudly in surprise, and I waddle over to the tree that Skitch is in, and I say, Skitch, I think at this point we all agree that this isn't the place for us.
Oh yeah, this place sucks. We hate this place.
I think you could use my services, mostly with my apprentice Tina here. She can fly way higher than you could ever climb and scout out the way for us.
If there are guns, there are people here.
And we know how much people love to eat geese.
And we know how much people are not aquatic.
And we love how much, or we know how much people like to shoot birds when they fly up in the sky unexpectedly.
So, don't do that. Skitch is gonna slide down the tree and get pretty close to Tina and be like, I would like your services, because what I know is around here, I don't care for. I don't think what I can see is where we want to go, unless you guys are into bogs, caves, or there's gonna be also like predatory birds, and like that's not ideal.
Yeah, don't like bogs. Don't prefer caves.
Giles, take this down. Spelunk or flunk.
Giles.
I'll workshop it.
Giles starts barking out. Whenever you're saying "take this down," just assume that Giles immediately starts howling.
Yes.
You don't want to have to do it again.
I can do that as much as anyone wants me to. I just don't know how good audio that is just for me to be howling.
For the good of the community, Skitch, I'm willing to offer our services at a prorated rate.
Okay.
She was about to say, I don't know what that means, but thought better of it. Being a business squirrel, doesn't want to show her paw that way.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I turn to Tina and I say, Tina, you've grown so much ever since I took you under my wing. I'll let you decide how you want Skitch to pay us. Although I will say, Skitch, wherever we go next, I think it'll just be fair if me and Tina get dibs on where we want to live first.
Oh, absolutely. I thought that was, implied. Absolutely. You're a magic goose. You can do whatever you want.
Giles, take this down. Bog or bribery? When will we learn? Stay tuned.
Every time that happens, you can hear other dogs barking.
The newspaper is a series of dogs.
The newspaper is the note that I have from Nikki's character creation is the newspaper is a series of dogs yelling.
Is it just like gossipy dogs? Just like telling other people's business?
It's more like telephone, like the game of telephone, where like it gets to one dog, and then you know how the whole neighborhood starts barking when one dog starts barking? It's like that.
If it's really like telephone, then Sniff trying to muckrake Skitch is going to eventually turn into something good, probably about Skitch, like way far down.
You're going to be world renowned.
We're professionals. Giles is the intern, so we don't know what's coming. We don't know what's coming after Giles.
Saying. I will say, as this is happening, you do hear another gunshot. It is closer.
Yep, Tina, anytime. That would be great.
Yeah, I guess seeds? Seeds? If I could
Absolutely.
choose.
Where there's seeds, there's gonna be acorns. I'll get us there. Absolutely.
Tina looks at Mabel to see if Mabel approves.
Mabel does one very solemn nod at Tina.
So sage.
What is Mabel, you said you were going to offer your services. Is the service Tina flying around, or is the service something that Mabel's doing?
The main service is Tina flying around, since that will give us the best vantage point. However, I am also going to offer a look into the future so that we know what direction to head.
Yeah, go ahead and roll, you'll roll 2d6 and you'll add your sense to it, to see if you can gaze into the future.
Okay. We got a 7.
Okay, so, you do have, you can add to that if you want to, actually, I should take this time to say, I did get another tweet, so you all do have another +1, so you have +4 total.
Oh, wait, with my +2, that's a 9.
Well, so 10 is the threshold that you want to get to. So 7 to 9 is the same outcome, but if you get it to 10, then you're good to go. That's like a full success. But it's up to you.
I'll use my +1 now, because I want us to find a great place to live.
Okay.
If we're thriving, then my business is thriving.
So you'd have to use 3 of your points, because you got a 7, right? Or you...
I gotta, if I add my +2 cents, it's a 9.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you just need to add +1. Okay, cool. I thought it was 7 total. Yeah, so you add your +1, and... Ooh, okay. So, the way the game works is that on a 10+, I ask you what you saw, but when we were doing character creation, you specifically said, Taylor, can you just say whatever it is? So,
that's true.
So if you're fine with it, I can give you some information on stuff for the one shot, or if you want to make something up, you can.
Taylor, go for it.
Okay. So I'm just saying that since, you know, the creator of the game is in chat, I want to clarify. So here's what you... First of all, what does it look like as Mabel is... Like, what method or what does it look like as Mabel is doing this and looking into the future?
So Mabel closes her eyes and starts swaying her body, like, side to side, and starts kind of, like, humming, and with every once in a while, in between the hum, she honks. The visions! They're coming to me! And as the vision gets clearer and clearer, her head starts like moving around, like you know, very, very intensely.
Yeah. So this is happening. Mabel, what you're seeing is you see some flashes of things. You see the humans getting closer. You see I think you see like this is kind of thing where you're seeing like potential futures. So you're seeing like a group of humans coming like towards you. You're seeing like their guns. You're seeing them like chasing down different animals. You have like also, you know, some rabbits and things like that in your group, and like other animals that like humans would like want to hunt, as well as you pointed out that humans do like to eat geese. So you're seeing that. You're seeing like, you know, an image of you know, Tina flying up into the air and being like shot, and like you're seeing like all of these scary things. And then you also see a vision of your group, a different future where your group goes to that cave that Skitch mentioned, and the humans, you find a small cave entrance that's too small for the humans to get in, where you all can find shelter. And you see, like, the animals kind of going into this little cave entrance, and the humans kind of, like, looking around, not being able to find you.
Do I see anyone's death within our immediate circle?
Other than, I mean, Tina's potentially if you stick around. But yeah.
So, within the midst of my swaying, I say, "Not my Tina!"
Tina looks so scared when you say that.
And I say, "We have to head east immediately. Now, Skitch, we have to move now."
Tina's already flying east
that's...
when you say that.
The only thing east is that cave, but I guess if that's the way we should
We
go,
have to go into the cave. We have to hide out in the cave.
Oh, okay.
The humans will be upon us within the hour. If we don't, Tina's dead.
All right, people, we're heading now. We're heading out right now. I'm gonna start like getting everybody ready to go.
Yeah, you're getting everybody ready to go. I think there's a move to get everyone to go, if I'm remembering correctly.
Fly around and let everyone know where we're heading.
Tina's like, is it safe for me to fly?
As long as you keep low within the reeds, you'll be okay.
Okay, she's like she's doing like the thing that birds do, where they kind of are just like almost hopping just from like thing to thing. So she's doing that below the reeds. Okay, I believe that someone will roll plus. Yes, when your community embarks on a journey to another environment, roll plus harmony. So one of you can do this, or I can do it if you want me to, but, and you would add +1 to this, because that's what your harmony is at right now. If anybody wants to roll 2d6 and add +1.
Giles, take this down.
Giles is ready to bark.
Muddy movements. Making... Help me out here. Something with an M. Quickly.
making mankind,
We're not mankind.
yeah, but there's people around. That's what I was thinking. Making mankind mangry.
That's not a word. I know that English is your second language after dog, but come on now.
It could be a word someday. We could make it a word.
We don't make up words. We report the truth.
Does it have to be making?
No. But it does have to begin with an M. For the alliteration. That's my brand.
Muddy movements. Manhunt. Marked.
Manhunt
Mammals.
through the marshes.
Yeah,
Mabel's still there, so of course she cuts in.
very good. Manhunt through the marshes.
Through the mist, through the woods, through the darkness and the shadows. It's a nightmare, but it's one exciting ride.
Oh. Barking.
Sniff, can I rely on you and your crew to get the word out to everyone so that we move quickly?
Oh.
That's precisely what I'm trying to do, Mabel. That's an excellent idea. Skitch, what can you do to aid the people in this situation?
I'm already rounding people up, getting the small ones, grabbing their bags. I don't know, whatever they got. Let's get going.
Yeah, did somebody roll community, or do you want me to do it? Or Melanie's doing it. Looks like
I can do it. I was gonna leave it up to Nikki since I don't think she's rolled the thing yet, and it's fun to roll. But I guess.
Oh, that's why I was doing the news.
Oh yeah, go ahead and
because I
roll
was
it.
not rolling.
Oh,
okay.
But I can. Here we go. All right, that's a 9, and then we have a +1.
that's a 10.
Damn.
You have enough resources to reach your destination. That does mean that the resource that you had, I started you off with 1 resource since you weren't struggling too bad. You do tick that off. So resources are kind of could be anything. So it could be food, could be energy, could be shelter, different things like that. So you do lose your community resource, but you make it to the cave. And Mabel, just like you foresaw, you see this like small cave entrance that's starting to you get basically to like, you're all like rushing away from the humans, and you get to kind of where the fen starts to turn into like, it's not a forest yet, but there's like a few more trees, and in that area there is this like hole that you peer through, and it's very dark in there, but it's a cave, and the animals start going through this hole. Is there anybody are any of you like staying to be like the last ones in, or like what's your method of getting in here?
I'm staying to be the last one in.
Oh, I'm
because,
staying to be the last one in too.
I think it would not be very seemly if I were to go in first.
That's true.
But I will allow Tina to go in first.
Yeah, I think Tina at first is waiting for you, and then you indicate that she can go in, and she goes like straight, flies straight into the darkness.
I'm guiding people with my wing. I'm like the airplane people with like the light up sticks. That's what I'm doing with my wings.
Very
like a
good.
traffic controller.
Yeah, like a traffic controller.
Great.
With Mabel being a magic goose, do her wings glow a little bit?
I don't think
at
you
all?
want them to glow right now. You're trying to get away from.
Well, just like dully glow so people know.
We'll
maybe
see.
just the tips when I'm having a very particularly strong vision, which I did have when I foresaw our potential fates.
Yeah, so maybe there's just the tips of her wings it's like the Dawn Bluth, like the little glittery, like kind of glow that's like kind of fading away as she's gesturing in.
Skitch is going to be waiting for everybody else to get in, because if we don't get everybody in, Skitch doesn't get paid.
Yeah, I think Gidget goes in, maybe not first, I don't know if she would get there first, but like, it's kind of like she goes past you and she's like, I'll greet him on the way in there, or I'll greet him, coming in, and see if I can get anything set up in there.
So hospitable.
People. Yeah.
We're gonna get an excellent review.
Dives in. What about Sniff?
Giles. You go in first.
Giles just does not wait. Dives in. It's dark in there, and I did take the liberty of looking up some of your animals, how good they are at at being able to see in the dark.
We can smell real good.
Yeah, dogs can smell really well, can't see that well. Squirrels do not have very good night vision, and neither do geese, unfortunately. Probably not shocking that geese don't have very good night vision, but but stoats actually do. Stoats are nocturnal. So yeah.
I think Gidge would go in and try to scope out the place to make sure that it's like safe in there.
Yeah, Gidge is definitely one of the first ones in. So all these other animals are coming through. I do think maybe there were a couple of turtles with you. I don't think you see them. And you did hear some murmurings that maybe they were gonna stay in the fen. It was a pretty good place for them, and also they're much slower than everyone else. So you lost a couple turtles, but everyone else seems to be here.
I can't like kick them in with my little feet.
Do you want to try to have brought one of the turtles along?
Yeah, before I realized that they wanted to stay, one of the turtles, I was trying to help it in by like kicking it with my feet and pushing it with my wings.
You were just soccer balling it all the way here to the cave?
Yeah. It just like retreated its head and arms into its shell, and I was just like kicking it over.
Giles, take this down.
Yes. What?
Rebellious reptiles and tyrannical toads. The story of the Turtle Uprising. News at 11. Take it down.
Yeah, Giles is diving into the hole, and you can just hear the echoes in the cave of Giles.
But in my defense, I feel like I'm saving this turtle's life.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll anything. You kick a turtle into the cave. I don't know what roll that would be, but I'm not gonna have you roll. You kick a. As it goes in, it says, "Goodbye, Margaret." As it gets kicked into the cave.
Should I go back for Margaret? I asked the turtle.
The turtles.
Margaret missing. Where could she be?
Do I have enough time to run
She's
out and
still
try to
alive.
kick Margaret back in as well?
I think I will have you roll to see if you can get Margaret.
A family
Okay.
separation.
I don't know what
News at
role this would be. Let me see.
Can I assist if Mabel's wanting to get Margaret back?
Uh-huh.
A squirrel is much less noticeable than a big goose.
Yeah. So one of you could use, I think I'll have this be voice of authority. So one of you can use voice of authority, which is you would roll plus roll, which it doesn't actually matter for either of you because it'd be a +0 either way. And the other one of you can help the other one. So which of the two of you has a better relationship with the other? That's probably the best way to decide it. I can't remember what you picked for each
We
other.
both have 0 for each other.
Me and Skitch have 0 with each other.
Okay.
We just started talking now.
I think it makes sense for Mabel to do the voice of authority because I think the relationship right now is like Skitch respects Mabel and also wants to get to a place where like I get paid and that Mabel's feeling good about the situation. So like I'm trying to like, customer service. I'm helping her.
Yeah, okay, so Melanie, first go ahead and roll help. So you'll just roll 2d6, you won't add anything to it.
That's a 9.
Do you want to use a +1 to make
I
it a
would
full
love
success?
to.
Cool.
Yes.
So yeah, you get to add +1 to Mabel's roll. So then Mabel, you go ahead and roll voice of authority. So you'll just roll 2d6 and then you'll add +1 to it.
Okay, I got 7.
Okay. So you got 7 on the dice or you got a 7 total?
7 total.
Okay. So if you wanted to, you could make it a 10 because I think you have 3 points left from
Can I do a move?
Or you could have it be a complication. What were you gonna say, Nikki? Sorry.
Can I do a move to add to Mabel's roll?
Yeah. You could roll help as well. So you would do, I don't remember what your relationship is with Mabel, but you would
We have
roll
+1.
Okay, yeah.
+1.
So you would roll 2d6 and then add +1 to it.
I got a 9.
Okay. So do you want to add a +1 to it from your bank to make it?
No, I
full
want to
success?
move.
You want to what?
I want you to have a move.
Oh. I thought you meant you had another move. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Okay.
No.
So
So Sniff comes up to Mabel and says, It's all right, doll. Let me help.
Yeah,
starts
so I
moving
get
around
to add
with
a
the
complication.
Doggo nose.
I put my wing around Sniff's body really fast, and I say, "I can always count on you, Sniff."
Okay, I'm just gonna go out of this cave and I guess grab a turtle.
So I I thought we were waiting for the complication.
I'm figuring out the complication.
I'll be right back. Don't even worry about it. So I'm sure everything will be fine.
Okay, I think the complication is I'm going to use the move create conflict within the community. So you can hear some muttering of some of the animals in the cave and some who are going in, and they're all saying like, they told us we all had to run in here, but now they're going to look for Margaret, and she didn't even want to come, and I don't really see why we should. And so the three of you are hearing some mutterings of discontent from the community that, like, you know, some of you are, you know, maybe playing favorites with Margaret.
Can I fake a vision?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
So I want to fake a vision. So I'm doing that whole thing with my body swaying and everything again. And I'm honking and I'm like, oh, Margaret will play a vital role in our new community's location.
Do you think that Sniff can tell the difference between a fake vision and a real vision?
Ooh. I don't know. I think maybe that's Mabel, up to Mabel to decide whether you think that someone who's closer to her can tell.
I mean, how many times has Sniff seen Mabel's visions, right?
A lot.
I feel like if that's the case, Sniff would be able to tell.
Yeah. I like that. What is Mabel's tell that this is a fake vision? Like, what is making this different from a real vision?
Not enough honking.
Not enough honking?
Yeah, there's less honking than usual.
Real sparse on the honks this time.
Yeah.
Hey Mabel, can I bend your ear for a minute, or whatever you hold?
Don't bend Mabel's hole. That's not appropriate at all.
I crane my long goose neck over to Sniff's mouth.
Why are you lying to these people? You know I have to report the news.
Oh my gosh.
Sniff, do we want to separate Margaret from her loved one?
Why don't we just send her loved one back out there? He doesn't want to be in here.
Morris is...
Trim the fat. Why not?
Morris is laying on his back in the... You can barely see his outline.
I look over at Morris.
Giles, fetch.
Okay, yeah, we wait for Giles to fetch Morris to bring Morris over to us.
Okay, so you're just completely ditching the plan and taking...
But is
at
Skitch
this point-
still out there looking for
At this
Margaret?
point that you send Morris out, I think Skitch comes back and is like waterlogged and exhausted. Okay, she did not want to come back.
Okay.
I found her.
Here's how I'm gonna resolve this. So Mabel got a mixed success on Voice of Authority.
Mm-hmm.
All this is happening at the same time. I think what happens is the complication is I am gonna tick, even though it doesn't exactly fit, I am gonna tick a mark in the community conflict clock just because even you three had like just your own interpersonal conflict. So where we are at now is you can hear the sounds of gunshots, you can hear the humans coming closer. Everyone else is in the cave. Like, all the other animals are in the cave. Giles kind of, like, flung Morris out out of the cave.
No, we didn't fling Morris out. We were just getting Giles to fetch Morris to bring Morris to me and Sniff.
So there's something happening in the cave that you don't know that makes this make more sense. But what you see is Morris, like, not like out of the distance that you wouldn't be able to see, but Morris, this little turtle, goes out of the mouth of this cave, and then Skitch has Margaret, and they're both just kind of looking at each other, and looking at the three of you.
Giles, take this down.
Oh!
A family reunited. Joy. Heartfelt embrace. Or whatever turtles do.
Should Should I be barking right now? Because I can hear the humans, and I'm afraid I'm letting them know where we are.
Yeah, shut it, Giles.
Mabel, I respect you, but only I can talk to Giles that way.
Sniff, you're my friend, so I won't threaten you yet, but the next time you need a scoop, we'll see how that goes.
I don't appreciate your threats.
I'm literally lightheaded.
You'll never stifle the truth, Mabel. The truth never dies.
What is the truth? That we reunited a family just for your apprentice to tear them apart again?
I believe that they are rejoined. They have already left. They didn't even want to be here. You were the one kicking them.
Wait, hold on. I need to know.
Can I roll
Is
to see
Morris
if the humans
outside
kill?
now?
Can I roll to see if the humans kill Margaret and Morris?
You want to look into the future? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to see in the future. Melanie, what was your question?
I was wanting to know, like, I didn't put Margaret down. Like, I'm, like, piggybacking with her.
Okay. So Margaret's on your back. Morris is, like, slowly walking. No one really knows what to do. Yeah, go ahead. Mabel, roll 2d6 and then add your sense and let me know what you get.
I'm thinking about going back with these
I rolled
humans.
an 11 without adding my sense.
Oh,
but-
wow. So you, what do you think? I think you can decide what Mabel
I
sees.
would like to say that if we did leave them out there, they would have died.
Yeah. Turtles.
They would have been trampled by the humans. Like, I'm not saying that the
are gonna
humans
shoot them. Like, it's
Yeah,
fine.
they're not going to shoot them, but they would have, in their pursuit of maybe animal tracks, they would have accidentally stepped on them and killed them.
Yeah, Mabel, you see this very upsetting vision of the future of
Yeah, so
Morris and
I'm
Mabel.
swaying and I'm like, not Morris and Mabel. I mean, and
Oh, yeah, Morris and Margaret, yeah.
Oh, scandal.
I think I threw you off by saying Mabel instead of Margaret. So too many M names.
And this time Sniff obviously can tell that it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they would have gotten trampled out there if we didn't save them. Both dead. Family reunited just to die in each other's arms like that.
It would have made great news.
I think Margaret on your back, like, is kind of flipping, like, trying to flip herself off of Skitch's back and saying, we could find a new life in the caves.
This is
Oh.
only a temporary solution, Margaret.
She says, if you say so. Skitch, are you letting Margaret off your back?
I think I'm looking at Mabel just like, so am I putting her down or am I taking her to this? What's happening?
I yoink Margaret off of Skitch's back and then kick her further into the cave.
Kick Margaret into the cave. Morris slowly goes into the cave. The
Yeah.
three of you are the only people not in this cave. Do you want to go in?
Yeah,
Mabel,
I
you
go
know I'm
in
not
there.
going to be able to protect you for much longer. You keep acting like this.
So I just helped kick Morris into the cave as well.
Kick Morris into the cave. Sniff says what he just said.
I think Skitch is like kind of ringing off and like kind of like looks to Sniff and is like, well, at least it was worth it, right? Just kind of like joking between friends kind of thing.
Yeah, so I turn to Sniff and I say, this is to protect the whole community. If we don't want any deaths, that is. And then I run into the cave.
Giles, take this down.
Am I barking or not?
Into the cave.
I'm already in the cave.
Echoey barks.
Yeah, you're...
And you don't have to bark very loud. Stop being such a sissy.
He barks very quietly.
You're acting like a cat. It's embarrassing.
Oh, you hear a little like yelp from Giles.
That was a dog. Conniving creature. Comes across cavern covered in creepy crawlies. Safety. Or something else.
Oh, echoing through the cave.
And at this one, Sniff thinks that was pretty good, so
Yeah.
nods to himself and heads inside.
Yeah, so you all go into this little hole into this cave. And like I said, it's basically just big enough for like the largest of you to be able to get into. And when you get into it, as you're all getting in, you're seeing why Giles wasn't coming out, which is as soon as you dive into this hole, you start sliding down like kind of this muddy, like almost like this cave and like almost like kind of like how a sinkhole is. So it's not even like, oh, this is like a cave entrance. It's like, oh, there's a cave down here and like there's a sinkhole that like made this little spot for you. So you start kind of tumbling down into this this steep slide and land down at the bottom. All the other animals are kind of cleaning themselves off. You're all pretty much covered in mud. And as you look back up, you can see that definitely some of you can fly, but the ones who can't fly would not be able to make their way back out through the way that you came in.
So we just all slide down?
Yeah. So you all, whenever you are coming into the cave, you're sliding down this kind of muddy, it's not a cliff, but, you know.
What is at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you get to the bottom, you kind of are scoping out this cave, and you can, some of you can't see that well. I mean, where you are now, you can see okay because there's light coming in from the outside. It seems like it's relatively, like you don't see that humans could be where you are, like you don't see any signs of humans. And you know that they wouldn't be able to get in here because of how small the entrance is. If they could even find it, they might not even be able to find where you came in. The trade-off for the safety is that it's here, like the fens, it is pretty wet, it's dark, and you don't all necessarily know what kind of creatures might be in here. Any animals that can't see in the dark, fly, or swim are going to have a tough time getting very far in the caves because you can hear that there's like some water in this cave system, that it seems like there's probably some kind of underground, you know, rivery or like springs and stuff like that.
I volunteer to go ahead and scout because I can swim.
Yeah. Yeah, Mabel offers to scope out.
I think, would this be considered where I get to tick off my growth?
Yeah, because you led everyone to a new location, so yeah, you can tick off one of your growth criteria.
How many
Sniff is trying to scrabble back up the ledge.
Sniff is? Was that what you said?
Yeah.
Melanie, that's 4 ticks on that clock. So if you do that 4 times, then you get to do something. I don't think, given how you've described Sniff, I don't even think rolling for it makes sense. Sniff is not really built for climbing.
No.
And like mud with your short little legs, so you're kind of just scrabbling at, you know, where you came in. And it doesn't seem very likely that you'll be able to make it up.
And then he shakes big with his ears like and jowls flopping.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you definitely... Ooh, what animal would be irritated by... Oh, I think...
A white goose.
Yeah, definitely Mabel, but I also think you splash... There's an NPC that I didn't introduce yet that is one of the only ones that I just made. So I think you splash a little gray squirrel whose name is Tailsy. And Skitch, Tailsy is like... maybe your mortal enemy, because she always eats the acorns before they're ripe enough for you.
Yay, squirrel facts!
Yeah, courtesy of Nikki when we were doing character creation, mentioned the fact that gray squirrels eat, like, not quite ripe acorns.
So this is like a pretty plump gray squirrel.
Oh, yeah, very plump, very smug-looking gray squirrel who's, like, looking kind of irritated. It's like, Sniff, cut it out! You're getting mud and stuff all over me, and kind of cleaning herself.
How can you tell? Walks away.
If I could plus
devastating
3 with Sniff, I would.
Mabel, I think, you said you wanted to look around. I think this is lay of the land, so you can roll plus sense. So roll 2d6 and add your sense to it.
Okay. I got a 7 plus 2 is 9.
Cool. So you get to ask one question from this list. Oh, and it's actually the most recent thing in our Zoom chat, so it's the same questions.
Oh gosh, okay.
Which the questions are: what resources could be gathered here? Are there any predators nearby? Are there any humans or human traps nearby? And what has passed by here recently? So
Okay, I want to know what has passed by here recently.
Ooh. I think you can hear a little bit further ahead in the caves where it gets darker as you're kind of like going out further to where the water is. You can hear some little like some squeaks, some little squeaks, and also the sound, almost the sound of like something, like movement of like something rubbing, like that kind of.
Oh. I have no idea what that could be. Squeaks?
Yeah.
Are you letting folks know that you can hear this?
Yeah, I turn around to the person closest to me. So I swim back and I turn to whoever is there. Whoever that happens to be.
Yeah, I think definitely Tina is close to you, but if one of the other player characters wants to be close to you as well.
Okay, I know what that might be. Me, Melanie, but I well, maybe Skitch would know. She's well traveled.
Yeah, you are well traveled.
Skitch, I'll just talk to Skitch because Skitch is like our travel agent, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Skitch, I hear something down there.
What does it sound like?
Squeaking and sliding.
Oh, okay. Well, typically in cave-type systems, you'll find one of the kind of animals that you'll see in caves would be bats. So, is it like high-pitched squeaking?
Was it high-pitched squeaking?
It was high-pitched squeaking, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Bats are typically pretty friendly. They can be like pretty sleepy if you come in during the daytime. And like they'll eat bugs or fruits or whatever, and they're typically not harmful to a traveling group such as ourselves.
Okay then. I think we're safe to proceed.
Should we make contact and say hello?
Tina, do you think you could fly up there and try to contact one of them?
I can't really see that well, but I can try.
Okay, Tina, go for it.
Kill the NPC. Just let him go.
Yeah, Tina flies off. And I do think you can hear her wings flapping for a little bit, and then you do hear kind of a little bit of a after
gosh.
a little while.
Tina, are you there?
Giles, take this down.
Giles is next.
Mabel's malicious murder.
I'm about to have a -1 relationship with Sniff. Okay, Sniff, how about you go in there and you try to contact the bats and
Weird.
you find our way out, huh?
Or sociopathic. You decide.
Tina, in the distance you can hear, I'm feeling a little dizzy. I think I hit something.
Can I try to swim over to where Tina potentially fell?
Yeah, I don't think, yeah, I don't know if
Can't see
you're
in the dark,
in,
right?
like, water, like, deep water yet. So I think, yeah, I don't think she, like, fell into water. So you kind of paddle your way over
Okay.
to her, and, like, she's kind of calling out. Like, it's pretty dark and, like, in here, so I think maybe you can barely see, but you find Tina. She's on the ground with her wings
Can I use
out.
my glowing wings to light the way?
Ooh,
I mean, it's not like it's gonna light like far, but just enough for me to see.
yeah, I'll say you can have these little teeny glowy wing tips.
Okay, I
Light the
activate
way.
it, and I swim over to where Tina is.
Yeah, she's laying on the cave floor with her like wings kind of out. She looks, you know, there's the little birds flying around the little bird's head.
I pick up Tina with my beak and I put her on my back.
She kind of like flops there and then kind of like settles herself in, so she's perched like kind of on you.
She's in shock, like birds who hit windows.
Yeah.
And then I go back to the group.
Yeah, you all see Tina looks concussed.
I think Skitch sidles up to Gidget and is like, Gidge, this is not looking good. We gotta the first aid training that you took. You gotta get in there.
Yeah, go ahead and I think this is rolling. This will be roll plus relationship. And I think that's, what is it? Voice of authority? Yeah. So roll 2d6 and add +2, because that's your relationship with Gidget.
Okay, 8 + 2, 10.
Nice. So yeah, she goes over, and kind of peering at Tina. Gidget can see better, because stoats are nocturnal, and is kind of like looking and starts kind of like reaching up and is like, Mabel, do you mind if I try to help Tina out a little bit?
I'll accept any help for my Tina.
Yeah, Gidget reaches up and takes Tina down, kind of like gets some, I think you're like, so the further you get into a cave, the less like, any kind of even like moss or anything is, but you're relatively, you just got in here. So I think finds some like lichen or moss or something and kind of like uses it to, wrap around Tina's head. And she looks a little bit better after, being attended to a little bit. She still seems a little dizzy. Yeah, I think you're also hearing some grumbles from the rest of your community who are they're kind of following you since you're all going up ahead. And I think, I think one of the rabbits is like, it smells terrible down here and I can't get this mud that's in my fur is like, I can't even get it out. It's really bogging me down. People don't seem very happy.
I would like to, once we get close enough that we can hear what the folks who are going out ahead were hearing, like the rest of the group, I would like to identify the sound.
Ooh, yeah, go ahead and roll plus sense, I think is what identify is, right?
So I flop one of my ears over.
Yeah, let me see. Is that plus sense? Identify. Yeah, so 2d6 plus sense.
So I got a 9. I'm going to use one of my +1s.
Cool. Yeah, you flop one ear over. I'll say with a 10, you definitely know that these are bats. And like some kind of like fruit bat or something like that. So not, most bats are not dangerous to mammals, but like, the few that are, that this isn't one of those.
Well identified, Miss Bushytail. I'm actually impressed.
Gives a little wink.
I've been
Please
around.
don't wink at me. That's inappropriate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This relationship is professional. I do not think of you in that way.
Oh, I'm nothing if not professional. Yes, absolutely. Business.
My heart belongs to another. He gets a 1,000-yard stare.
Oh my gosh. Gidget is also doing a 1,000-yard stare, kind of in Skitch's direction.
What's good about how bad my internet is I fully didn't actually hear what you said. So,
oh no!
As Skitch is like, Skitch isn't aware of that, and Melanie isn't either. So I'll have to look at the VOD.
Good. Are you all making your way over to where the bats are? Is that the plan?
These are friendly, yes.
Before we engage with the bats, I think Skitch is like trying to calm everybody else down, be like,
we can all agree this is not where we're gonna stay, but the one benefit of the cave is that it is safe from humans, and that's what is important right now. So rest
Giles,
up.
take this down.
Take your time. get a breather, take a
We've
little
heard it
something
all
to drink,
before.
and then we'll be on our way.
When will we learn?
Giles is barking. Melanie, are you trying to do a move with trying to calm everyone down?
Oh, I guess I can be. I just wanted to.
You don't. It doesn't have to be a move. I just wanted to make sure if you did want to try to do something. I feel like maybe this would be voice of authority to kind of try to get everyone to like pull together and not be so grumpy. But if you're not intending to do that, it doesn't have to be the move.
Yeah, okay. I guess I can roll.
You absolutely don't have to.
I wasn't
You do
intending
have
to
to.
do that, but I like rolling dice, so
Okay, well,
if you give me opportunity
who am I
to
to
do
say
it.
no to that? Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6 and then add a +0 because it's the overall community, so just no bonus.
That's a 6.
Do you want to add something to it to make it a mixed success?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so Skitch here doing this, and I think it is, so I do mark another tick on the community conflict clock, so you're at 2 out of 8, so you're still, you're still doing okay. And yeah, Sniff is like saying we've heard it all before, and like some of the other people are like, yeah, I think the rabbit is like, yeah, we have heard this before, and then Morris oh no. Morris and Margaret are like, we didn't even want to be in here.
They're just doing their
Can
best.
I strike fear into the hearts of the community?
I think that would all. Well, you do have a move different, right? Don't you have one that is about talking to people? Hang on, let me look at your move.
I do. I have one that's
Is it
talking to people
or like peeling your own face off? What is it? What is the move?
You do have careful now, which I do feel like kind of it's like what you wanted. So when you advise against a course of action, roll plus social. On a 10+, NPCs will heed your warning, and players take a -1 forward to act against your warning. On a 7 to 9, NPCs will heed your warning if you allow the narrator to make a move. So that does feel like if you're wanting to warn them and get them to not be so grumpy, that seems like it would be a good move, but it's up to you.
I will try to get them to not be grumpy. So I'll go ahead and roll.
Cool. And this is plus
I got
social.
a 10 plus 1. So I guess I got an 11, but 10's max, right?
I mean 10 is what you need, but yeah. So what does Mabel do to strike fear into the hearts of the grumpy community?
So I jump into the air and give a loud honk, and I let my wings glow.
Oh, that was such good.
And
timing.
I say, "Silence, all!"
Everyone stops talking and is just looking at Mabel.
Okay, because it's like so dark, I make sure that my wings light up my face in like a really scary way.
Underlit.
Yeah, underlit, and I'm like, did any of you guys want to die? Because I can guarantee you right now, if any of us stayed out there, we would have died.
I'm gonna provide her with help.
Yeah. What are you doing to help? Is there something Sniff is specifically doing? I mean, you can roll help if you want. She already got like a full success, so it's up to you if you want to risk it.
So Sniff wants to jump in with the good cop, bad cop thing.
Okay, good. Very good.
So I feel like this has happened before, where Mabel dooms and glooms,
But I did
and
have
Sniff
multiple
does the
visions
inspiring speech.
That's true. Multiple visions.
of death.
Sniff Maxwell here, your faithful reporter. The nose for the news. I would never lie to you. Never have. The truth is too important. And damn it, Mabel is telling the truth. I know she's strange. I know she's abrasive. I know she's loud. I know she has terrible taste in hats. We've reported on that before, and we'll continue to report on it as it becomes relevant, but right now we all need to band together. See this through. Can I count on you?
You hear?
Can
Oh yeah, go ahead.
can I recount to them exactly how my visions were?
Yeah.
I had a vision that when the humans came, they would shoot Tina out of the air and kill you, Roger. And I point to the rabbit.
Roger's stopped, like, up until now, Roger's been kind of, like, twitching, trying to get the mud out of his fur, and he stops when you say that.
Along with you and you and you, they would have killed multiple of us. However, I did foresee the safe spot. The cave entrance is too small for the humans, so they can't come in and hurt us. As for you, Morris and Margaret, you wouldn't have gotten shot, but they would have trampled you on their way to find us.
My greatest fear.
And nobody wants to be turtle soup.
Yeah.
Hey, got there first. Not fast enough, not fast enough. You gotta get the child.
Margaret says, my greatest fear.
This was the only solution after we entered this bog. What were we? Or before the cave, where were we?
The fen. Yeah.
The fen.
So I rolled an 8 on my help, but I am going to spend 2 of my pluses because I think this is important because I don't want her to mess up.
Yeah, I mean, I think such success. I
only need to spend 1.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. Technically, you don't need to spend any because Mabel already got an 11. So if you want, I think if you want to spend the +2, here's what I'll say, or whatever you have to spend to make it a full success. I will add +1 to the harmony, the community's harmony. Okay. I'll make it a +2 total.
For changing our relationships between each other, does anything have to, like, prompt that, or can we just do that if something seems like...
Relationships, characters can make, I'm reading from the book. Characters can make meaningful sacrifices for someone, and their relationship score towards that person will go up by +1. When characters put aside their differences for the sake of the community, their scores go up by +1. And then also if you have a move that raises or lowers your relationship score. I think you did... I definitely think... Oh, go ahead.
I would say that, like, Skitch would see this as Mabel coming to her aid. Of, like, she failed terribly to calm everybody. And Mabel was like, hey, actually...
Yeah. Yeah, you can... Yeah, I think... go ahead and add +1 to Skitch's score for Mabel.
And I say that I described the visions in very graphic detail.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you're very graphically describing this.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is very, like, the beatings will continue if morale doesn't improve, is, like...
And Sniff just keeps on chiming in.
Yeah.
With, just hyperbole, really.
Yeah, your community is even more trauma bonded now, based on all of this information. Where did I put the... Hang on, I'm trying to find where I put the community.
If this was a movie, this would be like Mabel is gesticulating and, like, making all these movements, like slicing across her long neck.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not actually hearing this, but there's like classical music playing, and we're seeing the faces of all the animals being, like, dropping and looking horrified as this is happening.
Yeah,
definitely. The Lacrimosa is playing in the background.
Yeah.
I need a Lacrimosa button.
Yeah. So yeah, this is all happening. Are you all making your way to see the to find these bats? Also,
I volunteer to go ahead because I can at least light the way.
Cool. Go ahead and also give yourselves another +1 because another of my friends, Ethan, just donated to an abortion fund. For anybody who's new here, we are doing, the players will get a +1 if someone lets me know that they donated. Oh, actually, I have a thing for it. Why don't I just do that? If you donate to an abortion fund, each player will get a +1, at least $5. And then if we get 10 donations, I have a game appropriate costume change. We're at 5 right now, I think. So if we get 5 more, you'll see a costume change.
We're only halfway through.
We're only halfway through. Okay, so Mabel is taking the lead, I think. And you all make your way to this dark cave, and this little squeaking sounds get louder, and you can still hear this kind of like sound of things. And once you get in there, I think, especially with Mabel having the little glow to her wings to illuminate things, you come into this big open cave, and you can see at the top of it that there's all of these bats that are hanging from the ceiling, and the sound that you were hearing was their leathery wings kind of rustling against their bodies as they all are sleeping.
Is there a way for us to see if there's an exit to the cave on the other side?
Yeah, I think this is... actually, I don't even know if this is... Actually, I'll say Sniff. If you want to roll Identify.
Sure.
Because I don't think you can see something, and the questions for Lay of the Land don't necessarily make sense.
Identify gets what?
Sense, yeah.
I rolled an 11.
Nice. So you are kind of sniffing. And there's a couple of things that you smell. For one thing, far in the distance, you can smell ferns and moss and things that you know grow near like bigger cave entrances. So you're thinking, okay, if we keep going in this direction, there is like it seems like based on what you're smelling that there's a way through this cave with all the bats in it, that there's like another opening. So you
but then it goes further in.
Yeah.
Rather
Well,
than out.
So yeah, you're smelling that it goes like kind of further in, but also there seems to be an exit that way. So like you're going away from the way that you came in, but like you're smelling ferns and things like that, which makes you think that there's an exit there, and like maybe just the faintest hint of fresh air. But you also smell something else that makes you a little nervous. You smell the musk of a bear.
In the cave?
In the cave.
What kind of bear?
I don't know if Sniff can tell with because here's the thing. Well, you are well traveled, and Sniff has been around humans. Sniff, you know from the smell, bears are not like native to like this area. Like you're in like the British
and it was a very
countryside.
tiny cave entrance.
Yeah. You smell that this smells like it's a black bear. And I think, yeah, you're like, I don't understand why there would be a bear here. Because
I have some questions for somebody further in this cave. Seems we are not alone.
Oh, Freddie just put brutish bear blocks brave band's way forward. Oh my god, yes.
I love this.
Very good.
Is it? Yeah. What season is it? Can I ask?
It's summer.
Oh.
Yeah, not winter.
Not hibernating.
Yeah, not a hibernating bear.
Oh gosh.
If you donate, I will say whatever alliterative lines you want. I will work them into my news lines. Give money.
Can I have another vision?
Yeah, if you wanna roll to see if you can have a vision, yeah.
Yeah, if I can have a vision about what the bear could do to us.
Yeah, go ahead.
The bear friend or foe, you know?
Yeah, roll.
I am not going to wait for Mabel to have another one of her visions. I think that her visions have done enough. She's gotten very belligerent about her visions.
My visions have been very scary so far.
Yeah, I think that she might be exaggerating a little bit. So she already lied about one.
That's true.
But I didn't lie about the other ones, and Sniff does know that.
When you lie once, how can you know which one's a lie?
So
well, Sniff would be able to tell. Was what we had said, because Sniff has witnessed many a vision.
That's
yes,
true.
but at what point do you get good enough that I can't?
Oh, no. Sniff, you kind of charge ahead to see what you can
Giles,
see.
stay back. I'll take care of this one.
And
this
think
requires professionalism at a level that is not in your pay grade.
Giles also smelling a bear, I think is like, yeah, that sounds good to me. Mabel, go ahead and roll your vision, and we'll say that this is happening like basically at the same time. So go ahead and roll 2d6 and add your sense to it.
Okay, so I got 7 + 2 is 9.
Okay. Do you want to add anything to it to make it a 10, to make it a full success?
No, we'll have it just be a 9.
So here's what happens. Sniff, you go forward into this next room. What like mode is Sniff in right now? Are you kind of sneaking? Are you just kind of rushing? You're just rushing into it.
No, reporter mode.
Cool.
Excuse me, sir, I have some questions for you from the Daily Retriever.
You dash into this cave. And at the same time, Mabel, you begin to have a vision as Sniff runs out ahead of you all. Mabel, you have a vision of Sniff lying out on the ground, having been slashed by a bear.
And maybe I let it happen, you know?
Mabel, as you're seeing this in your head, you're honking.
It's alright, my backup stuff was a flock of bats, wasn't it? I could just take over for the flock of bats.
yeah, that's true. Sniff, you run into this room.
I'm going to be using negotiate.
Well,
if that's the thing.
I will not let Sniff die. I will chase after Sniff.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is Sniff. Roll me, I think this is fight or flight.
Okay.
As
is this
you're
fierce?
Coming to this room. I believe it's plus fierce. Let me check. Yeah, plus fierce.
I have a 0 to fierce. 6.
Okay, do you want to add anything to it?
No.
You must either freeze or flee. It's your choice what you do.
I don't think that Sniff would flee.
Sniff, you run into this room. You're saying, given your thing with, I have some questions for you. You run in, and before you can even really react, this smell of like bear musk hits your sensitive nose. You whip your head around, your ears flapping, and this big paw knocks into you. Almost as Mabel is having the vision, it is happening. Sniff, you are going to take 2 harm as you are knocked back and you see this snarling bear in the cave standing over you. And I think that is a good place for us to take our halfway break. Chat, we are going to be back in 15 minutes with the second half of Briar and Bramble to see what happens to our intrepid reporter Sniff and the rest of these woodland creatures, and see what's going on with this bear, with this cave, with all this different stuff. So we'll be back in 15. And players, do you want to say goodbye to chat?
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Goodbye.
Bye. Felicitations, adventurers! Welcome back to the second half of our little Briar and Bramble one-shot. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm gonna get to some more specific thank yous in a second, but before I do that, if you're new here and you missed the beginning of the stream, hello! My name's Taylor. I am usually the GM, storyteller, narrator, what have you on this stream. I also play some video games and things like that, but on Saturdays I usually run one-shots, 2 one-shots a month. Some of the ones I have coming up is next month, I think on the 9th, I'm going to be running a game of Brindlewood Bay, which is very funny, or a very fun game if you like things like Murder, She Wrote, and also if you like Eldritch Horror. So that's something that I have coming up. And I'm also going to be running a game of Orbital Blues next month. So if you like that kind of thing, you can drop me a follow if you're not already. And I'm going to throw it over to my players for them to introduce themselves again and let you know what other stuff they've got going on. And this time we're going to start with Melanie. Do you want to reintroduce yourself to everybody?
Absolutely. Hi, my name is Melanie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So move your butt to womenhaveoptions.org/donate or any other place that you can donate to abortion funds. I want to promo that. I want to promo buying Briar and Bramble. It's such such beautiful art now, and it's just a good game. Yeah, thanks, Freddie. This has been a delight.
Yes. Yes, thank you. This is very
I also want to promo, my partner has been creating some games as well that have been featured here on Taylor's channel, and also their channel, which I can...
Oh yeah,
Taylor, if you wanna...
give them a shout out. Or
yeah,
do you want me to do it? I can do it.
They have games like Wizard Pals and Rafenheim and OK Cryptid, in case you want to romance a cryptid. Besides that, a thing that I've promoted before, I think maybe the first time I was ever on this channel, is telling people around you how you feel about them. Like, tell them if you love somebody, say it. You might think that they know it, but you should just say it to them anyways, because it feels nice to hear that kind of thing.
It's true.
And that's all for me.
Also, somewhere in chat, there should be links to, for all of our players, for other social medias that you can find them at. But Angela, do you want to reintroduce yourself to everyone and let them know what kind of stuff that you do?
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela. You could also call me Dreamy. I am a Final Fantasy streamer. I guess I'll promo my stream, which you can just find on Twitch under the username at DreamyAtude. You can also find my Twitter there. I think my links are in chat. I'll also promo you guys checking out some of the links in Taylor's chat to donate so that we can get that outfit change.
Yeah. I'll put those links in chat again.
Perfect.
For some of the places. And then Nikki, do you want to reintroduce yourself to everyone and let them know other stuff that you've got going on?
Sure. I am Nikki. I am playing Sniff, and abortion rights or human rights, give them money and tweet that you give them money, because when you give them money, cool things happen in the game. I am super into tabletop in general. My friends and I are launching a Twitch stream in July. It's almost done. It is called Cast Exposition, and the link is in the chat. So if you wanted to sort of catch up with us in July, it's coming.
Yeah. And that link is I'll put it in again because chat's flying by. All of those links should be in chat right now. So you can follow Cast Exposition, you can follow Dreamy, you can follow Melanie. Check them out. I'll also say a couple exciting things we have going on, which have been referenced by the players. Tonight, in just like a few minutes from now, I'm going to be giving away a download code for a full color PDF copy of this game. If you put hashtag giveaway in chat, you can enter that giveaway. I'm going to be doing one in any minute now, and then I'll do two more at the end of stream. Those are compliments of Freddie, so thank you so much, the drunk wizard in chat, for that.
Thanks,
appreciate
Freddie.
it. The illustrations are gorgeous. There's some of them that you can see on stream already, and there's even more. One of my favorite ones is in the book. There's some illustrations for safety tools, and there's one of a little animal paw doing like an X card, which I just think is wonderful. I love that illustration so much. And then the other thing I've got going on, which Nikki mentioned, and actually everyone mentioned, that you can donate to some different abortion funds. If you tweet at me or message me a screenshot of your donation, first, of a donation of at least $5, the players will all get a +1 to a roll of their choice, which they've been using and have been very helpful for them, to succeed at things otherwise they would maybe fail. And then if we get 5 more people who let me know that they've donated to an abortion fund, I will do a costume change, and I promise it's worth it. It's fun. It's a fun costume.
We heard what the
change.
costume is. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I just did a donation. Can I send you a screenshot?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Do we all get a +1 for Mabel?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say everyone can have a +1. So we only need 4 more of those donations for me to do my costume change before the end of stream, and it's a fun one. And I'll put those links in chat again real quick. Of course, my preference, because I live in Ohio, is I've linked some abortion funds in Ohio, but also if you want to donate to the one for your state or for a trigger state in the United States, that is perfectly acceptable as well. Is there anything else that I need to say? So I guess the next thing I'll give people like 30 more seconds to do hashtag giveaway in chat. If you already own the game, you can still enter the giveaway. You can just give your download code to someone else who might enjoy the game. You can give it as a gift. So I'll give a little bit more time for that while I mention what's happened so far. So our little community of animals were in a fen. They weren't super happy about it. It was a little wet. And moved from a fen to a cave, which they were even less happy about. But they did get away from some human beings with guns, which is that's always good. It's always good to get away from. And after some squabbling, some, talking to each other, some trying to get the community to not be as grumpy, I'll just say maybe some accurate fear-mongering from Mabel, talking about the things that she's seen in her mystical visions. You made your ways deeper into the cave. You saw some bats that were sleeping. And then our intrepid reporter, Sniff Maxwell, a basset hound, went charging into the next room, having smelled a bear, and took 2 harm as he got sideswiped by the snarling bear. And that is where we're going to come back in. Sniff, you are on the ground. You've taken 2 harm, which is nothing, pardon the pun, but nothing to sniff at. Mabel, you had this vision of this happening like seconds before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skitch, you see this, happening out in front of you. What are you doing?
As much as I am mad at Sniff right now, I would like to go after Sniff.
Yeah. Let me see what move this would be. I think probably it would be fight or flight. Let me see if there's another one that fits, which is plus fierce.
How long does Sniff have to be frozen?
It's kind of like, I think at least enough time for like the other 2 players to like react to what's going on. There's not like a defined amount of time.
But he doesn't get beat to the ground.
Yeah.
Guess I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
I think. I'll say, actually, I think stay safe is a better move, instead of fight or flight. So you can choose what stat you would like to roll with, Mabel. So if you're doing an act of strength to try to save Sniff, you can roll plus fierce. If you're doing a feat of speed or dexterity, you can roll plus reflex. If you want to do it with keen awareness of your situation, you can roll plus sense. Or a few well-placed words, you can roll plus social. So that is up to you, Angela.
Okay, my sense is my highest stat, so I feel like
Yeah.
I should do that, but I don't know how much that's going to help Sniff in this situation.
It's up to you. I mean, if you get a success, I'm not going to be like, well, you rolled you rolled this, so it doesn't help that much. But if there's something that you feel is more fitting for the narrative, I'm always for people rolling what they want to, even if it's not like, their highest stat. So it's up to you.
Okay, I guess I'll do reflex, which is plus 0 for me.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll. So you'll roll 2d6 and you won't add anything to it.
Okay. I got a 7. Am I able to... No, I can't do anything. Even if I did add it like a plus 1, I can't do anything.
How many you could, if you add plus, so I'm not keeping track of how many you all have left if you've used them, so I don't know how many you have. With a 7 to 9, it is a mixed success, so
it's still a success though, right?
So with a 7 to 9, what happens is you avoid the danger, but I will describe what it cost you, how your situation is worse, or an unforeseen consequence of your actions.
Okay.
So that would be what you have now.
We'll go for that then.
Okay.
I'll go for it.
Okay. So yeah, Mabel, you rush over to Sniff, and just, I think because it's so fast, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, here's what I think happens. You start running your little webbed feet on the slightly wet ground.
Yeah, can I extend my wings really wide and try to, just like look really intimidating while I try to get Sniff out of that situation? I'm not attacking. I'm just trying to look intimidating.
Yeah, so you're not attacking. You have your wings out, and I think you skid and just like bump Sniff like behind you. You're kind of standing in front of him, and geese are like scary.
Yeah, their wings can be like really big, and I'm gonna freaking honk at it.
Yeah, I think. Let me see. What would the mixed success be? I think an unforeseen consequence of your actions is. Actually, here's what I think happens. I think you're just gonna take 1 harm.
Okay.
As you kind of skid into place and like, I think your feet on this like unstable and like kind of rocky, wet ground get a little bit hurt. I love the geese.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So you're honking and honking. And I'll give Skitch a chance. The bear kind of like pulls back a little bit. Skitch, what are you doing?
I don't know. There's not much you can do in this situation. I think that they have utmost confidence in Mabel's ability, and is like, okay, everyone, stay back. I was just trying to keep like everyone calm down and like in the other room, away from all of this.
Mabel and Sniff. Sniff, you're not like completely frozen, but you're still timid, I think, in this situation because this is a bear.
Between the legs kind of thing.
Yeah. But the two of you notice as Mabel is, wings out, neck kind of bent down the way that geese do, and honking and honking. Sniff, you think you should be more hurt than you are. You took 2 harm, but you're like, this is a bear. Like, I think I would be more hurt than this. And you notice that this bear, is injured, actually has like one of their hind legs in like a bear trap, and you can also see that the paw that swiped at you, the claws are filed down.
Oh.
All right. When it gets to my turn, I will do something about it.
I think you can do something now. I might,
All
depending on what it is you do, I might have you roll with disadvantage from the freeze, since it's not like a specifically defined thing, which would just be you roll 3d6 and take the lower 2. But
well, he's not going to get any closer.
Yeah. What do you
He's going to say, I'm not a doctor, but I know one. May we assist in exchange for a statement?
Yeah, and I think that's definitely negotiate. And I'll say, yeah, I won't even have you roll with disadvantage. I think just make a regular roll for negotiate.
Social.
Yeah, social.
I rolled a 7. My social's +1, so I got an 8. So I need what is the lower tier? Does it still work?
7 to 9 is a mixed success. So yeah, that would still the NPC will only give you what you want in exchange for something they want, is what the prompt is.
Okay. I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to use my pluses.
Okay. So you say, I know a doctor. The bear kind of like pulls back, still looks scared. Or like
The name is Sniff. Sniff Maxwell. The nose for the news.
If you can get your friend to stop honking at me, maybe we can talk.
I have very limited control over what this woman does.
Yeah, what's Mabel doing?
Mabel.
My wings are still out.
Mabel.
What?
You look quite impressive. I appreciate your ferocity. However, I believe that this bear is hurt, and we can assist. But we're going to need giblets or whatever his name is.
Good shit. Alright. Is that what you're saying about the
I
scout?
crane my neck to verify that what Sniff is saying is true.
Yeah, you
Of course
see?
it's true. Don't be
And then-
ridiculous.
And then can I, I'm still cautious of the bear, so can I, force Sniff to step back? Like, we'll help the bear, but I just
keep
want,
Sniff
like,
behind you.
to be, like, a little bit further back. Can I kick Sniff further behind me?
I think
You don't have to be violent if you just ask nicely. I might move for you.
Kick.
I think
I am not a turtle. I reject being treated like that.
Dreamy,
I am a noble hound.
do you have your move of what's it called? Careful now? You
Yeah.
can roll plus social to see if Sniff wants to do what you're
I would like to revoke the +1 that Mabel has on social rolls.
Okay. I rolled an 8, plus 1 is a 9.
Okay. So 9 is so it's up to Sniff whether if it's an NPC.
Again, if you just ask nicely, I would move.
I'm trying to protect you, Sniff. I had a
By
vision
all
that you
means,
got
protect me. I
slashed.
do not need your wet feet in my face.
Who said I would not put my feet in your face? You have to pay for that.
Mabel is such a business goose.
You and Skitch were made for each other.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think Skitch, you do hear this and you hear them talking about Gidget, so if you
Yeah,
want to do something.
I think Skitch kind of waves Gidge over and is just like, okay, so we're needed. You're gonna tend to, I believe the bear's injured your leg. I'll come and help with the bear trap, cause I've got these guns of mine. And I would, if something happens to you, I don't think I'd be able to go on with the business. The business would be over. So it only makes sense, like, if you go, then I go,
It's
right?
just the business.
If I could step in, please don't let me interrupt if I'm causing any.
We just, like, kind of turn in this private conversation.
Yeah?
I didn't know that this was private, seeing as I'm the one who referred you. You got the job because of me, kid. So listen here.
Gidget's looking at you.
I don't think that we need to get the entire thing open by ourselves. We have a community of animals here, and it is weight triggered, is it not?
Are you saying that we pick up the bear? I don't know how we get what
Sniff
Huh?
turns to Gidget. So we get all the animals.
Are you saying we're gonna pick up the bear?
Is there someone else in your company I can speak to?
we're the owners and operators, so
Owners and partners.
partners in business.
You are the people who are choosing the place that we live forever.
We don't choose, we just take you where you want to go.
We just show you.
We get you there in one piece, probably. That's our slogan.
Oh God! Somebody
And we
marker
always
that for me,
deliver.
please. I love your business slogan. So no, I'm not suggesting that we pick up the bear. It's still attached. I am suggesting that we perhaps get all of the animals to hold the trap down on either side
Okay.
and let the bear free.
I guess I don't weigh a ton, so yeah, I guess that is a good idea. Okay, everybody, and she turns around and starts like,
How are we
Like,
supposed to
yeah,
convince
yeah.
the whole community to get of like peaceful animals to get close to a freaking bear?
Yeah, I think Skitch. It's gonna be the what is the role called?
Don't we have a community marker for this?
Your community moves. I don't know if, let me remind myself what they are. I don't know if any of them apply to this. Because you have local, you have well-traveled, and you have strange, I think, are your community tags. Why can I not find where I put the community? So the community moves would be put off others from joining due to a strange aura, which I don't think is what you want.
No.
Share knowledge of other environments or share local knowledge are the community moves that you have. But you can, one of you could roll, and I think it would be Skitch, would roll, probably voice of authority, I think.
Would it be all together now with the plus harmony?
So all together now is when you attempt to use a community move. So I don't think those community moves would apply for this. If it was like something else, like if you were trying to tell the bear about something, then you could use the community move. But to try to
tell
get
him a story.
Open. Yeah.
Keep him busy.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll voice of authority.
Yeah, we'll do voice of authority first and see how that goes.
And I get plus
social relationship plus relationship with your target, so it'd be a 0 since it's the whole community.
Okay.
Oh, also I forgot to do the giveaway. So while you're doing that, let me draw. Let me draw
I rolled
a winner.
an 8. I'm gonna use 2 of my 5 that I have banked to make that a 10.
Yeah, so they will do what you ask. So what does Skitch start telling everybody?
All right, so we hate this place, right?
Yeah!
We're definitely not
place
staying
sucks.
here.
And we don't want to stay here, so just slight detour. There is an animal in need, and we're always about helping animals in need, right?
Most of the time!
Most of the time is correct. And in this case, it behooves us to. So what we're gonna do... and it's
Hooves.
gonna
You've
be-
got hooves, Steve. You understand?
Oh, what animal is Steve?
A horse, obviously.
Oh my god!
But it's like a Shetland pony. A small horse.
Steve from outside of the cave. I've been trying to get in. But I agree. And everyone's like, Steve, yeah, Steve's a good guy.
Solid.
Too bad about
Solid dude.
Steve being stuck out there in the fen.
Too bad those hunters took him.
Hunts ponies. He's probably
Yeah,
fine.
that's true. Yeah. There are some ponies in the fens currently, but there weren't at the turn of the century as far as I could tell. So that's fine. That's a good environment for Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Skitch, you're talking, and like, so the community is, coming together, and they're, some of them tentatively, some of them more, I think Gidge is just like, yeah, getting to it, like immediately going over, and everyone together is able to open up this trap that the bear is stuck in, who very quickly, like, moves his back paw out, starts, like, literally licking his wounds, and is kind of still looking a little warily at all of you, and the cave that you're in is, like, a little bit smaller, that came in from the other one, and you can see that it's still, so, Sniff, if you would have just kept going straight, you would have kept going into, like, another area of the cave, and basically, the bear was, like, kind of off to the side and sideswiped you. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of shrinking back and licking his wounds, and says, thank you for getting that off of me.
You're welcome. Now it's your turn to answer my part of the deal, which is answering some questions for me.
Yeah, he kind of nods. Also, Melanie, thank you for reminding me. You do also all have another +1. And I think we're 3 away from me changing costumes. I think. Let me see if there's any. Yeah, I think we're 3 away from me changing costumes if I'm counting correctly.
Gonna be an animal.
So yeah, the bear is kind of like looks at you and is like, I can answer whatever you like. Sorry about swiping at you. It kind of startled me.
You startled me too. I think we can call it even.
I appreciate it. What were your questions?
What is your name, son?
My name's Bernard.
Bernard. It's a pleasure. Sniff Maxwell, Daily Retriever.
It's nice to meet you.
This is my intern, Giles Barkley. Giles?
Giles is, I think Giles is kind of sniffing at the bear a little bit, and when you say Giles, like, kind of scrambles and, like, sits at attention.
We sniff butts after we learn their names, Giles.
I wasn't sniffing his butt, I was sniffing his paw.
We know where you're going.
He nods.
Oh my gosh.
So, first question. How did you get down here? Steve doesn't fit and you look about the same size.
He says, well, I was running away from some people. I used to live with the humans, and they had me do all kinds of stuff. I had to ride a tricycle, and there were all kinds of people around all the time. But they filed down my claws, and they pulled out some of my teeth. He shows you where, like, some of his canines are not there. And he says, so one night I ran away and was running away from them, but they saw me, and so I came from that direction. He, like, lifts a paw and shows, like, the others, basically where Sniff would have gone if you kept running. Says there's a big entrance over there, and but I've kind of just been wandering around the caves, and I guess they know I'm in here, because it seems like they left out some traps.
How long have you been down here?
I don't know. I mean, I've been, waking up and sleeping, and I've been stuck in this trap for a while, probably a couple days.
Well, if you're feeling like you're ready to walk or able to walk, we're happy to have you along. It would be another mouth to feed, but we'll find the resources to do so. It would be the right thing to do. It would also be the right thing to do, and Giles, take this down.
Giles is nodding.
Stop sniffing his butt.
You
have to be ready on the turn of a dime.
Giles is like, I can't, I mean, his butt has a very strong smell. I'm not even that close to it, and I can smell it. And Bernard's like, yeah, sorry.
We know you like big butts. We do not lie.
Always a reporter. Cannot lie.
I've been here
Cannot
for
lie.
a while, and I'm
We
starting
speak
to
only
smell.
truths, and we mix a lot. I forgot what I was going to say because I got distracted.
Yeah, Giles is just like, did you
I was going to say something to Giles.
down?
There was something important that I needed to say, which is that we should start some sort of organization or fund to collect donations for bodily autonomy for bears
Giles, yeah, starts barking.
who have been told by men that they need to change things about their bodies and do things that they do not want to do.
I agree with that.
And perhaps we should donate $5 or more so that way a costume appears on the screen.
Yeah, maybe if 3 more people.
3, 4, 3 plus, a
3.
minimum of 3.
3 plus, yeah, Giles is
Indeed.
barking everything that you're saying. Or howling, I should say.
I'm proud of you, Giles. You're going to make an excellent reporter one day.
Bernard is, kind of listening. He says, I'd be happy to team up with y'all, but if we go out that way, I think the humans are still out there.
We heard them firing their boomsticks, yes.
Yeah, so hard to get out.
Well, I could always go distract them.
Can we have Skitch go ahead and scout it out, as Skitch is the scout.
I have had experience with humans.
Yeah.
I think I'm the best one to go. I think that they'd be likely to shoot at a squirrel and not so likely to shoot at man's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That was very true. Also, have any of us ever killed a human? I haven't, but I'm willing to give it a go.
I'm going to go talk to them first, so that way we don't murder immediately.
Sure. Sorry, I winked. That was professional. I didn't mean it any other way. That was, gotcha. Agreed. I hear you.
My heart does still belong to another Skitch. I know that you are trying, but it will never come to pass.
I'm not sure
Let
what
it
you're
go
talking
and move
about,
on.
I respect your journey.
And 1,000-yard stare again.
I want to know who it is so bad.
Maybe we'll find out. How much
Maybe.
money can people get?
Oh
How much do
man,
we need to get?
we're stacking up on incentives. Find out who Sniff loves if you donate to an abortion fund.
Yes.
Okay, so Sniff, you're heading out first. So the first thing that happens is you're sniffing your way out. You already know, like, the ferns and stuff that you smelled, like, that smell's only getting stronger as you're going down this.
And he does the I found it howl
Oh, yeah.
that dogs do.
Yeah, you do that. And sorry, I'm trying to find where in my notes I wrote this. Okay. And Sniff, you smell the humans before you see them. You smell sweat, grease, smoke. You can hear them talking to each other. And you do catch some words that you know, words like hunt and trap. They're laughing as they speak. And you have a specific move, Sniff, that I'm assuming you want to bust out. One of them is automatic. I don't think you have to roll anything.
It's the goodest boy in town.
So humans are already non-hostile towards you.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll plus social for me. And then you'll add, so 2d6 and then add whatever your social is.
That's a 6, plus my social, which is 1, which is a 7.
Okay, so with a 7, you can pick one of the options from your list. If you want, I don't know how many points you have, but if you have things that you want to bump it up to a 10, you can.
Let me take a look at what the questions are before I make that decision.
Yeah, let me just put them in the Zoom chat.
Thank you. So I get to pick 1 instead of 2?
Yeah, so for 7 and 9, you get to pick 1. On a 10 plus,
Aye.
you would get to pick 2.
I am going to get them to follow me.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so, Sniff, you, like I said, you smell these humans, and you start barking or howl, you start your howl, and go out into, like, now the mouth of a cave. So, like, this is, like, a proper cave entrance. It's, like, a big opening. It's still daytime, so you can see, like, perfectly well in here. There's, like, these ferns and this moss and all these things in here. And you do see about 4 human men, who are sitting around. You can see there's not a campfire going right now, but you can see that there was, like, a fire in the mouth of this cave. They've got some other stuff set up, some traps, not set right now, but, like, you can see they have some bear traps with them. What does Sniff do to get them
Sniff
to follow?
does bark back to Giles, who is in the mouth of the cave as he approaches these men.
Oh yes, Giles.
Giles, take this down.
Is Giles close, like really close to you, or like you, or like a little bit further back? Like, could the
Further
humans
back.
see Giles? Okay, humans
Further
can't
back.
see Giles. So you bark back to Giles and say, "Take this down." He goes,
Take this down. Final farewell, gents. This is Sniff Maxwell signing out. Have a doggone good day. And Sniff runs up to the humans, limping and barking and snarling in the opposite direction.
Sniff, you're acting wounded. And immediately the humans are kind of congregating on you, petting you, and you can catch some of what they're saying of like.
And he's whining and making a big show.
Yeah. So you said you wanted the humans to follow you. Is that still what you're having Sniff do?
Yeah, and he's going away. And,
okay, so you're leaving the cave. Okay.
I am leaving. And a hound's defining moment is allowing themselves to be captured by humans for the benefit of the community. So I think what Sniff is trying to do is trying to give them time to all run away.
Yeah.
And he is going to lead them in another direction.
Yeah, so Sniff, you run off into there's like you've gone pretty far underground in the cave, like all of you have. So where the cave opens up to is like more of like a forest that's pretty far from, where you were before. You hear the other creatures kind of like, or the other humans, sorry, like kind of calling things out as you're running away. And you can understand some of what they're saying. They're like, oh, that poor dog. Oh, we got that bear must have got that dog. And they're like kind of calling out and the four humans chasing after you. Mm-hmm. Giles, obviously knowing not to bark and that people would hear him, goes running back to everyone else and is like, Sniff told me to tell you all that he was signing off and ran away and the humans were chasing him, but I think he gave us a chance for us to escape.
Once a domesticated dog, always a domesticated dog. He's just gonna find himself
you
another
just
home.
couldn't wait to get that out, could you?
I will say, regardless of Mabel immediately dissing Sniff, when a creature has their defining moment, it does add +1 to harmony. So your community harmony now is +3.
+3.
And I am going to clear the conflict clock. As everyone, I think Margaret and, I don't know why I did that. Margaret and Morris start very kind of sadly saying, Sniff was a great friend and a great dog, and we didn't appreciate him enough while he was with us.
I was the one that saved their lives.
Yeah, well, they're not saying anything bad about you.
So me and Sniff were friends and we had a falling out, okay?
I think Skitch, sniffs back, a huge tear that has just been forming hearing this news and is like, oh god, just the bravest dog I've ever met. Okay, everybody, we gotta move on out of here.
I'm upset, but I'm hiding it by being angry. And I'm like, I saved Sniff's life from that bear just for Sniff to go and run off with the humans.
Bernard, you gotta keep low. We gotta get moving. Come on.
Yeah, it's kind of lumbering along behind you. I think, Mabel, you look down and your anger, and Morris is looking back up at you, and he says, I just wanted to say, losing Sniff really made me think about, I'm glad you kicked me into the cave after all. I think it was the right thing to do.
Morris, if I didn't do that, you would have 100% died.
And that's part of the reason why it was the right thing to do. I think this is probably, because you're all moving from one space to another.
Bound?
I think this is homeward bound. But now you do have +3 harmony. So somebody go ahead and roll 2d6 and add +3 to it.
Are you okay with me rolling that, Ange?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I got a 7 on the die. +3, that's a 10.
Yeah, so you, go for, you're able to escape into this woods. And you can hear often that everyone's kind of, pulling together. The faster animals are kind of picking each other up. Tina is...
I'm kicking the turtles.
Yeah, one turtle with each foot.
Yeah.
Kicking along. I think Tina is also, like, kind of helping. I think you get it to where Tina... So the turtles are, like, on their sides all tucked in, and you're kicking, and then Tina's, like, flying from side to side and, like, pecking them so they stay, like, up so they can just roll instead of kind of, like, bumping around.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You hear Steve far in the distance saying, "I'll find some place to meet you." They're all leaving. And yeah, you're able to get out of this caves and get out of this cave, and the human beings are nowhere to be seen. But also, neither is Sniff Maxwell.
It's okay, because they're just gonna take Sniff to a vet and then adopt Sniff. We all know that. We all know this to be true.
Sniff, speaking of, with your defining moment, I believe you get to describe what it's like when the humans do catch you. Let me see. I wrote down your defining moment. Yeah, when you allow yourself to be captured by humans to protect your community, describe the scene that you are captured in. So what does it look like when Sniff ends up being caught by the hunters?
So Sniff thinks that he's being slick and is limping enough that it's believable, but still speedy enough because he's not actually that hurt. But what actually winds up happening is they called ahead to their buddy Jeremy in the Canine Rescue Unit with their back of the car open and one of those leads on the stick.
Yeah.
And they were waiting for Sniff at the end of this fen as he's marching through this mud. They were waiting for him in the mud on the other side, and nabbed him and put him in the back of a truck. And Sniff has to just bide his time, really, because it's only a matter of time before he finds his way back out again.
You can hear far off in the distance Giles with another headline that is just now I have to go with an alliteration. Yeah, I think it's successful scout reporter Sniff Maxwell sniffs his last
Story.
Sniffs his last story. There you go. Sniffs his last story. And you can hear from around you the mournful howls of the other reporters for the Daily Retriever.
Sniff isn't dead.
Sniff's not dead. But is captured.
He's back with humans, he might as well be dead.
And yeah, you can see the story of Sniff being spread far and wide by all these other reporters. What's it look like as Mabel and Skitch and the rest of the community are escaping with Bernard?
We're heading into the woods, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. Yeah.
So,
I think you're heading in the opposite direction.
I think that the community as a whole is just a lot more relieved to be out of the fen, out of the cave, and into territory that we are more familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's kind of like, there's some of the animals are, crying over Sniff leaving. And Mabel is like, Sniff's not dead. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit early, but I feel like that's like a good place for us to wrap up. So is there
Can
any
we do a part 2 where it's a caper?
Absolutely.
Where we bust Sniff out.
Absolutely. We have to do a caper where we rescue Sniff. Yeah, I'm seeing calls of rescue Sniff. I would happily run a solo game following Sniff and their escape from captivity. So
Yes.
I'll let you all describe kind of the next, and actually Nikki, you can say some things about like whatever's happening with Sniff, or if you want to, you can narrate what Giles is up to.
I think that Giles releases the final report, which he had as a failsafe should anything have happened to Sniff in the field. And it is not for the Daily Retriever. It is for Mabel.
Oh.
And it says, you were always the one. I knew it would never work between us.
Oh my god.
But I'll never forget you.
How does Mabel react to this?
I think Mabel is just in shock because Sniff and Mabel were fighting so much there at the end.
Yeah.
A lover's quarrel.
That Mabel, who's just doesn't know what to do, and so maybe she keeps that secret report under her little leaf pillow at night, and sometimes she takes it out and reads it at night
She'd have to have Giles dictate it to her.
Oh yeah. I call Giles over and I'm like, Giles, can you read this to me? And it's like once a week Giles comes over for dinner and just reads her the letter.
Oh my god. Yeah, what do you think, what does Mabel feel for Sniff? Is it reciprocated?
No.
I think, well, Sniff was a good friend to Mabel, and Mabel will always think of him fondly.
That's always what you want to hear.
You didn't
when
think
someone
of him that way.
confesses.
Mabel's a lone goose, okay?
Oh man, what do you think is the epilogue for Mabel, other than this, than this confession from Sniff, and the epilogue for Skitch? Like, what else? What do you think happens before we wrap up?
I think we get to a pond that Mabel likes, and Mabel sets up shop there, where she tells fortunes, and mostly it's just people coming to her with their love woes, and she kind of tells them like, oh, if it works out or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
And then one day, 30 years from now, Sniff walks in.
Yeah. Sniff walks in and is like, do you see a vision about us?
Yeah. What about Skitch? What do you think Skitch does?
I wasn't unmuting there for a second. I think when we eventually get to where we want to be, it's a place with plenty of trees, plenty of those good acorns, where she gets the payout that she's been looking for. And I think there is, before she starts to get restless and need to go on the next expedition, is just in a bunch of acorns, and Gidge walks into the tree that is their home together, and she just kind of wades over to Gidget and takes Gidget's little paws and is like, I love our business so much.
Gidget is just like, I also love our business.
And then just falls backwards into acorns.
Gidget shakes her head, looks into the camera, shrugs, lays back in the acorns, and I think kind of nestles her head a little bit on Skitch's arm.
Yeah, I think we fall asleep like that together in the acorns.
Deep in the center of the pile of acorns, a gray squirrel is crunching away.
I swear to God. You mentioned this thing? I wrote down Tailsy -hate in all caps.
Tailsy is in your bed eating your acorns.
Oh my
And that's a great place for us to wrap up our story. And maybe leave room for something for the rescue of Sniff Maxwell in the future. Thank you all so much. This was so much fun. We have a couple little things to do before we wrap up stream. First, for anybody who came in at the end, I'll let my players reintroduce themselves and let them know, and let you all know their plugs, other stuff they've got going on. And this time, Molly, I don't even have my cape close to me right now. Angela, you can go first. And yeah, and I'll run off and get my cape because Melanie just redeemed cape time. So Angela, introduce yourself and let people know where else they can find you.
Hi guys, you can find me on Twitch under Dreamitude. I think Taylor has had like the links in chat previously, and you can also find me on Twitter under the same username. I'm mostly a Final Fantasy streamer, and yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it on to whoever's next. And then maybe I'll say something once I hear the format that other people decide to do.
I just want to leave room for cape appreciation.
Yeah, listen, we didn't get the costume change. We had to have some cape time. Cape time is best time, I always say.
Hello. I'm back.
It's so hot here too.
I luckily my AC is
good.
is good right now. Okay. Angela, did you introduce yourself?
I did, but I said if I needed to add anything else, I will say something after the after someone else goes.
Okay. Melanie, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi. I was and will continue to be Melanie. This was so much fun. You can follow me at Lemony Drews on Instagram or Twitter, or don't, because I don't post that often. You should follow both Nikki's new endeavor. That sounds incredible. And Angela is a very popular streamer, so you're probably already following her. Yeah, that's it. This is fun, and I hope I get to play with these folks again.
Yeah. Nikki, what about you? Tell us, for anyone who missed the last time you talked about what you got going on, where people can find you, etc. Et
Sure. I'm Nikki. I played Sniff Maxwell. He's a dog. And I am a person, asking you to please join the giveaway because Briar and Bramble is freaking adorable, and you're going to want to play it again. My stream to be is Cast Exposition, twitch.tv/Cast Exposition. There's a link in the chat somewhere. And that's starting in July, so if you wanted to get in early, join us now. We've got some stuff up on our Instagram, just so that way you could get introduced to the characters. We alternate weeks playing 2 different homebrew D&D worlds that I am not writing this time. So I'm very excited to be a player. Very exciting.
Yeah, okay, so I'm really quick, just checking to see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure I'm at 7. Thank you everyone who donated to abortion funds tonight. I appreciate that so much. We had 7 donations tonight, but I think all of them were more than $5. I'll go back and look, but I think most of them were 25, so I appreciate that so much. And also, I'll give everyone just a second longer to enter the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2 more PDFs of Briar and Bramble, and I think there's like 4 entries right now, so you have pretty good odds if you enter. It is a download code, so if you already have the game, you could get the download code to give to someone else, and you just have to put #giveaway in the chat. And I'll say if in like the next day or 2 I get 3 more people who donate and let me know, I'll tweet this too. I'll post a picture of myself in the costume on Twitter. If that helps people donate to an abortion fund, I'm down for it. It's a fun costume. Okay, is there anything I can say while I'm giving? Oh, we got some new entries. Yes, let me put those donation links in chat one more time for anyone who wants them. But yeah, I would definitely say donate to your local abortion fund or one of the ones that's linked in chat, or for another trigger state. I think there's 13 states where there's a complete ban on abortion. Don't quote me if that's not correct, but it's something like that.
I think it's 16.
16, yeah, so worse than what I said. And a lot of states that abortion isn't completely banned, but like Ohio has a 6-week ban, which is like, what's the difference?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact. That's not fun. If you were to miss your period and then the next day like test, you are considered 4 weeks and 1 day pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's not that you like.
Yeah, it's not after. Yeah, it's not after. Yeah.
It's not after you know that you missed.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it sucks.
Let's say that. It's fucked up. Also, I forgot to do this when we came back for break, so I'm gonna do that now because we did get some follows and subscriptions, which I did not call out because so much is going on right now. Queen T Gaming, thank you for the bits. Feral Tenor, thank you for the subscribe. Queen T Gaming also for the follow. We also met my community challenge that I'm gonna do Smash or Pass with. I already did it with the Monster Manual, so I'm gonna do it on stream with Volo and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes of more monsters. Yeah. Queen T Gaming for the bits. Everyone for the Goose redeem.
Queen T Gaming is my DM for one of the games.
Awesome! Thank you so much.
For Cast Exposition. So if you appreciate Queen T, go to Cast Exposition, you can see her.
Yeah. And then Caradan Zero also for the follow. And Drunk Wizard, thank you for the follow. And Drunk Wizard, thank you for the copies of the game, which I'm gonna do the drawing now. Let me pull that up for their last 2 entries. Tisha, Captain Freestar.
Woo!
And Sierra.
Yay! Who was the first one?
Feral Tenor was the first one.
Yay!
Which is Ethan. So Ethan, Tisha, and Sierra. I will get you. I think actually we're all friends on
Honks
Discord.
in the chat.
Honks
wait,
in the chat. Can we get some
Out of
honks? We're out of stock of honks. Yeah. So I will get you 3 of the download codes. And. You're all angels. You're all angels to me. Okay, let me see who's
Goes
live.
on longer than
It goes on for a long time.
It does. You really gotta get in there. Let's raid my friend Goblin. Goblin Girl Gaming is live right now. Let's give them a raid. So let me do /raid. Goblin Girl Gaming. We're gonna go over and raid my friend Goblin. They're streaming right now, which means that if you're new to Twitch, what a raid is my chat all goes over into their stream. And when you get over there, if you're not a subscriber, you can copy and paste the message that Moobot just dropped in chat. If you are a subscriber, you can copy and paste this message in chat and use the sparkling water emotes in your message. And yeah, I'm gonna be back live. I don't know when I'm gonna be back live. Who knows anything anymore? Definitely July 9th. And if you want to see other times I'll be live, you can follow me on Twitter @RollForFelicity. And if you want to see VODs of other games I've done, you can look on YouTube, which is also Roll for Felicity. Do you guys all want to wave goodbye to chat?
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, chat.
I'll say bye.
Yeah, you can say bye. Goodbye.